everybody, and welcome back to Gregtech New Horizons. How's your guys' day been? Good? Let me know down in the comments below. So last episode we got ourselves our beamline. With the beamline we can engrave thousands of wafers in one go. Like, this guy is so fast. He'll do thousands of wafers in like a few seconds. Like the integrated logic ones here, yeah, 12,000, 2 seconds. It is so fast, and it can actually even be faster if we could upgrade the energy hatches on the synchrotrons. So yeah, this guy has some serious speed to it, and it's so nice now because we can craft circuits a lot faster. We are no longer waiting on our laser engravers to engrave wafers. And also, it actually makes wafers a little bit cheaper because beforehand, say in like the LCR, it used to require a lot of indium to make some wafers. Like, for example, these HPIC ones, it required 2 indium gallium phosphide per PIC wafer to make this. Well, we can completely skip this step in the LCR and directly make it inside the target chamber. And we make 128 of them for 1 americium doped wafer. It is so fast, and because of that now, it saves us on so much indium. Like beforehand, it cost like 98,000 indium dust just to make 1 UHV capacitor. With the beamline set up, it now costs like 4,000 or less, depending on like how many wafers I already have. So yeah, it saves us on so many resources now. It is amazing. And yeah, we have now faster circuit crafting set up as well, because back here is our new circuit crafting room. We have 16 circuit assembly lines set up per circuit at the moment, from LV all the way up to UV. And UV is actually the highest tier of circuit that can be crafted in a circuit assembly line. Anything above that then has to be done in a regular assembly line. So over here, I am crafting my UHV circuits. This is an advanced assembly line, and the advanced ones can take advantage of laser hatches, so we can actually have some serious overclocks here, making this thing very fast. Beforehand, we only could run 4 of them at a time because of how much power we could send over here, because then I was only powering it using this infinity wire. Well, that is no longer the case, because inside this guy we have a UHV capacitor supplying wireless power, and every 5 minutes he downloads like 60 trillion EU, even though like in here it says like it supports up to 10 billion EU of wireless transfer. So I don't know how he's downloading 60 trillion in one go. I don't know, I don't get it. The numbers aren't mathing, so I don't understand. But either way, there's plenty of power now here to run all 18 of these guys. And now crafting circuits is no problem at all. And if we need to, we have plenty of space underneath to expand to make more if we really need to. So what is the plan for today? Well, I want to get myself my space elevator. The space elevator is going to fix so many things for me right now, mainly in resources. Right now, we are completely out of plutonium-239, which is used for making ourselves our Mark III Naquata fuel. And right now, all the fuel that we had is completely gone. It is burnt all up, and it's actually all been uploaded to the wireless network. We are currently sitting at 3.7 quadrillion EU in our wireless network. So right now, if we come down here, there is no power being inputted in. So all the power that we uploaded is actually being re-downloaded back into this guy to keep all the other LSCs full with power. So we need to get the space elevator set up now and actually start mining some plutonium. And also we'll be setting up for multiple other resources as well. I think I will also want to get myself a rundum. A rundum will actually allow us to make Mark IV Naquata fuel, so that'll be even more power coming in. And we're also going to need to set up Infinity Catalyst, because right now the only way I've been able to get this is through tiny ores on Vega B and through meteor summoning from blood magic, and that is barely enough. Like 1 meteor is barely enough to make a stack of infinity ingots. So I need Infinity Catalyst coming in the thousands. So yeah, let's get ourselves the space elevator. So I have a pattern set up already for the space elevator. It should contain every block we need, and one thing I'm actually going to be doing is completely skipping the Mark I motor. We actually don't need it, and we can craft the Mark II right now. It does require a little bit of infinity, but we have a small bit, so this shouldn't be a problem at all. And with the Mark II motors, it will unlock 12 module slots on our space elevator. So we'll be able to take advantage of all the spaces around it. So if we look at the structure right here, this is what the space elevator looks like. And on each side, there is space for 3 modules. So there's 4 sides, so that is all 12 modules. So Mark II motors will unlock all of them for us, which would be actually really nice. But we're actually going to be building the tier 3 one, which has this extra ring, which enables another 12 modules for a total of 24. I think you need all Mark V motors to be able to do this one. So Mark V motors unlocks 24 modules, but we're only going to do Mark II. So we should be able to build a full extended version, but only be able to use 12 module slots. That's the idea anyway. And that is going to be set up over here in our silos. So I guess let's go ahead and craft this guy. Hopefully he won't take too long. We need to craft like a few ZPM circuits. That's a lot of UHV ones to be crafted. Yeah, everything here looks okay. So actually make sure I select the 4000 CPU one and go. And we are out of supercoolant. What? Try that again. There we go. Yeah, I think when I started the recipe, it had the coolant and then went, oh, no, never mind. It got used. But yeah, so it should be crafting now. So, right. We'll leave this run and hopefully we'll have it done soon. And actually, while that's crafting, can I craft myself my Mark II space mining module? We're going to go with the Mark II one because it gives us 4 parallels and we should be able to generate thousands of resources using this guy. And we can craft this one, I think. Yeah, can I craft 2 of them? Because I will need 3 of them because there's 3 different mining drones I want to set up. So I don't think I can do 3 of them, can I? No, we're missing a little bit of lapis and americium. So I think for now, just craft me 2. Yeah, I can do 2. Right, go. And I'll see you when this is done. All right, it is finally finished. Here is everything now to build ourselves our space elevator. So what I need to do is hold the hologram projector in my hand. And, okay, for some reason I can't open the chest. So space elevator. And copy the settings to the hologram projector. So now if we look in here, it says motor tier 2. And we also want to make sure we set GT no hatch. So now let's take this entire chest and replace it with an empty one. Come all the way over here now and we can build our space elevator. So let's put this down right here. We grab out the controller and I'm thinking this is where it's supposed to go. So if we have a look right here, center is along here, which is correct. And this is center along here, which is correct. And inside the controller, we can turn on the extended ring. So now if we double check, yep, we can see it comes right to the edge here. And nothing here should be touching or conflicting blocks. Yeah, everything looks right. So let's go ahead now and grab out majority of the blocks in here. All right, and now we can basically build this guy. So let's remove some of this cobblestone and hold shift and right click. I'm watching it form on the map. It looks so cool. Oh, this is going to be amazing. There are so many blocks to place. This thing is huge. I think I said last episode, the beamline was the biggest multi-block I've built. Oh, I think this one is. And there we go. Multi-block has completed. And there is a few space elevator base casings left because I did set up a few extra because inside of any eye here, it also takes into consideration all the hatches. So I want to make sure I had plenty of casings to fill in where the hatches would have been. So looking at everything, it looks all correct. I made sure that the ultra high strength concrete floor is level with these cubits. That way now I can grab out these cubits now and fill in the floor. And there is these holes right here. I'm going to try and fill these with the callistuses. Is that how you say these things? Callistus? These blue and purple blocks I used to decorate the place. I'm going to try and fill those in these empty 4 spots and try and make some sort of design out of it to make this place look a little bit nicer because right now it is literally just gray and blue. Oh yeah, and then there's this guy up here. So this is like the animation for this guy. So he will eventually just start going up and down every once in a while. And this cable is actually like just a projection, not actually here, but there is a solid block for that cable right here, which is actually needed as part of the structure. So now that the whole thing is built, we can come down below and set up our LSC. So as for the energy hatches, I think I'm going to go with a 1000 amp UHV laser. So that should be more than enough power to give this guy. So laser target, craft me that, and laser source, craft me that. And while they're crafting, let me go ahead and build the LSC. We're going to place it upside down so the bottom of it is facing up the way. All right, and that should be the LSC built. So the cable is connected right now. And all we need to do is turn on wireless mode. So wireless mode is enabled. And now we just need to wait 5 minutes for this guy to download some power. And while he's doing that, I'm going to fill in the gaps on the edges. Okay, turns out by just pressing the rebalance button, it actually worked that time. Every time I pressed it before, it never did anything. But now there is 60 trillion EU in this guy. I think it's 60 trillion. Because for some reason, even though the UHV capacitor says 10 billion download, yep, there is 60 trillion EU in this guy. So I have no idea. But anyway, there's plenty of power now. So we can come up here and turn on the space elevator. Now, I don't believe the space elevator itself actually uses any power. Yeah, it's not using any power. It's the modules connected to this guy that's actually using the power. So you just need to make sure you are providing the whole structure enough power equal to as much power as all your modules are using. So over here is where we're going to be installing our first module, the space mining module. So we're actually going to be installing 2 of these guys that are going to go there and there. And these guys are going to need a few things to work. They're going to need items, fluids, and an output slot. So we're going to be providing this guy here with an output bus, ME, and these ones are actually going to be connected to the ore processing subnet. So this is connected directly to ore processing. This one up here is connected directly to mainnet. I have a P2P tunnel right here, which I need to connect to the space elevator channel I just made. So space elevator 1, because this is space elevator 1. This will be number 2 over there, and 3, and so on. So we need to now attach to the back of these guys some stocking input buses and hatches. Okay, so same for this one. So stocking input hatch and bus. And now connect these to mainnet. All right, so if we actually look here at the ores, the ones we're going to try and start with now is plutonium-239. In here, there is a few variables you need to set within the actual mining module itself. But if we just look at the mining module, the Mark II one, which is the one we have, it needs UHV power. It can run up to 4 parallels, and it requires some plasma to operate. Now, there is 5 different tiers of plasma. It's helium, bismuth, radon, technetium, and plutonium-241. The higher tier of plasma you use, which plutonium is the highest, there is an increased chance of mining bigger asteroids. And from reading the wiki, from the way I understand this is, the lowest number you see here for size is how many stacks you will get per operation. And then if there's an overdrive option, I think for helium plasma, which is the one we're going to be doing, has a max overdrive of 2. So by default, I think this guy is set to 1. Overdrive value 1. If we set this to 2, there is a 0.4% chance it will actually mine the excess ores between 55 and 195. I think. That's the way I understand it, because it gave an example with coal. And with the lowest module, each tier of the drone increases the size of the meteor you do mine or asteroid. So like the tier 1 here, or the tier 3, which is the lowest tier we can use for this one, has a size of 40, and then it can go up to 180. If you have overdrive turned on, there is a 0.4% chance you'll actually get 180 ores. I'm not entirely sure if that's correct. And I think higher tiers of plasma has higher chances of reaching that higher meteor count. So that's the way I think it works. It also has a distance and computation. So this guy is not going to work right now. I need to set up a quantum computer underneath it and run that computation to each one of these modules. So yeah, I need to request a quantum computer now. So quantum computer, craft me one of those, please. And I'm also going to need a QoS, this guy right here, static network switch, to be able to split that computation between 3 different modules. So I'm going to have to craft one of these and a bunch of computer casing. Okay, there we go. Here is the quantum computer and the QoS. So all I need to do now is grab out some APUs. I have 4 left over from before. This quantum computer is built the exact same way as the one we have on our research station. Cooling cores. I need 4 of these guys. And hopefully now everything here will work. I have no idea if it will or not. So APUs and coolant. I'll make sure they're the same way. So everything is set up. It's overclocked the same way. So when we turn this guy on, we produce 2,526 computation. we should see, yep, this guy is receiving all that computation. And we turn it on now. It is wasting it right now because there is something cool about this guy. And we can actually set how much computation is exported out through these transmission connectors. And to do that, you just right click with a screwdriver. So depending on what type of meteor we are going to be mining, we're going to be doing plutonium on the first one. So in here, it needs minimum computation of 120. But that's per one parallel. So it turns out, since the Mark II module has 4 parallels, it is actually the minimum computation times the amount of parallels this guy has. So it'll be 128 times 4, or 120 times 4, which should equal to 480 computation. So 480, and now this guy is transmitting and this guy is receiving. So there's a few settings we need to change in here. Like I was shown before, there is this distance and size and whatever. So for us to mine plutonium-239, we need a minimum distance of 30 and a maximum distance of 70. Now, there is a spreadsheet listed on the gtnh wiki, and it's also inside the quest book here. So if we come down to the space elevator, there is a spreadsheet linked right here, and you can input in some variables, and it'll tell you the percentage chance of getting whatever resource you're looking for. So for us, I'm just going to turn this guy on. Incomplete structure. Why are you incomplete? You have that. You have your computation coming in the bottom. And you have your connections on the back. Why are you not... Does this thing need a maintenance hatch? I know that the space elevator in NEI says it needs one. Space elevator. If we have a look at the actual structure again, it does say it needs a maintenance hatch. Does that go for all of these guys? Could that be the reason why it's not forming? I am completely out of lapis. Wow, okay. Temporarily, I'm going to have to use the bad one. So if I place this here... Oh, you know what? It might not be actually operation because this guy was turned off. That might actually be why. So if I turn on the space elevator... Ooh, listen to that. Oh, that sounds so cool. It's the same sound as my energizer that I use to charge my matter manipulator. So, okay, so it was literally just not being turned on. Okay, so if we look right here, we can see value is distance. So it's set to 1. We want this to be 30. So this is the minimum distance we need to be at to mine plutonium. Now, there is these parallels. So a Mark II module has 4 parallels. Overdrive, we actually want to set this to 2. So it will consume more helium plasma than normally, but we're swimming in helium plasma right now, so we should be fine. Now, there is these 3 other options right here. If we look right here, it says mode static, and that is determined by this value right here. So 0 is static and 1 is dynamic or cycling. So what that means is these 2 values here. So range, you would set this as the highest number you want the meteors to be found at. So for us, that would be 70 if we were using the plutonium meteor. And the step increase is actually the amount you want this number to jump until it reaches 70. So right now it'll start at 30. If we set the step value to 10, every time it does a cycle, it will increase the distance from 30 to 40 to 50 to 60, all the way up to 70. And then once it hits 70, it'll reset back down to 30 and restart again. We don't want that because we want to be mainly focusing on the highest chance of getting plutonium, which should be distance 30. And we can see that now in a second if we grab out the actual mining drone we want. So for us to grab plutonium, the best mining drone is going to be a Mark 7. So if we look up drone, and I've already crafted the ones we need. So Mark 7 drone, he's going to be placed in the controller right here. And nothing's happened. Is it because I haven't placed anything back here yet? So for a Mark 7 drone, it needs to be supplied with Naquada drill tips and Naquada rods. And in here, we want to be stocking helium plasma. So now if we look in here, it's already started. Here's all of the values now. So we can see uranium plutonium is a 5.3% chance out of everything listed right here. So the highest one we have is iron at a 21% chance. So this guy is going to be mining iron mostly. He's already doing the plutonium 240 or 239 right now. 2,944 ore. Oh, that's vanadium. and I haven't even connected up the output yet. Look how much ore is already in here. Nearly 10,000 iron, 5,000 gold. Oh my. Let me grab out a 256k cell and actually install that in here. So this thing has plenty of space. And let me connect it now to our actual ore processing subnet. So now that that's connected, let's go over here to our ore processing. And if we look in here, here is all the ores we are mining. So we have gold, 37,000 iron already. Oh my, 20,000 gold. Oh my God. Manganese, osmium, bismuth, iridium, fluorspar. So that's a nice, decent supply of fluorine. Arsenic, magnetite, lead. Okay, there is way too many ores coming in here. Plutonium 241, 240 or 239. At least we're getting this now. This is what we need to restart our fuel production. So because there is so many different ores that are coming in, we actually are going to set up a filter. So inside here, we can open this little cog to configure filter, and we want it to be set to whitelist mode. And we're going to set it to everything that's gotten out of uranium asteroid. So all the different plutoniums, thoronite, and whatever. And if we have a look here at the mining drone, there is 24 pages of different things we can mine out of this. So there is this gallium one. So I'm going to set up bismuth, adamantium. I might as well do all of these guys. We're not going to do coal, iron, gold, magnetite. Yeah, we don't need any of those. Lepidolite, barium, arsenic, and lead. I think we're okay on these. I'm going to get the lepidolite because that can be used for something else. These guys, I'm not too worried about these. I might actually do this one because it gives me thaumium. Actually, no, never mind. This is actually not going to be mined at all because we also need to make sure we look at the distance. This guy needs a minimum distance of 110. How is the lepidolite one actually? If we check these guys, minimum distance of 5, and then this one in here is a minimum of 5 as well. Okay, so we're good. So we need to make sure our minimum distance is above 30 or around 30. So ardite, cobalt, and magnesium, and we don't really need that. Fluorspar, I'm definitely going to be getting that for the fluorine. Can't get that one in here. We're already doing that one. There is all these osmium different ores, so I might as well set those up. Europium, that needs a minimum distance of 40. Okay, so I think these are the ones we're going to go with. So bismuth, adamantium, lithium, antimony, gallium, all these different dusts from the plat line. I hope these actually come through. And then fluorspar and lepidolite. And I think there's one more ore I want to try and find in here. And it's this one here. I want these 3 ores, arundum, because arundum is actually being used to craft ourselves our next tier of fuel. So that'd be really nice. So I also want arundum, lanthanum, and trinium. Right, so that is our filters set up for this guy. So if we look at the actual thing at the top, it's not doing anything right now because it's voiding all the excess ores that were not selected. Now it's only getting fluorspar, it's getting 1200 of it. And yeah, it takes a while, but it's still really, really fast. Now it's not mining anything because we are voiding them because it's not whitelisted. Another one that's not whitelisted. Yeah, there's a lot of different ores this thing is selecting through. And there's all our bismuth, antimony, and gallium ores. Yeah, so this guy is working now. So if we come over here now and check again and look in here, yes, we are only getting the ores that we want. So all the gold is being macerated right now. Oh my God, that is so much. Lapis, actually, that's another one I want to set up. I want to set up lapis. So if we look in here, this is the lapis vein. We don't need sodalite, calcite, so I'm only going to set up lapis as one of the outputs. So space elevator, make sure we filter lapis. And hopefully this gets enough lapis because once I have enough, I can craft another UHV capacitor. Right, so he's working fine now. So let's set up the second one for Infinity Catalyst. So Infinity Catalyst needs a minimum distance of 70. Okay, so in here, we want to set our distance to 70. And overdrive, we want to make sure we set that to 2. And everything else can be left as default. So for this guy to run, we're going to need a mining drone Mark 9, which I have crafted. Mark 9, I think, is the highest drone we can get. The next tier is this number 10. And that requires UIV circuits. So tier 9 is the highest drone we can craft at the moment. So him in there. And we come back here and set our things. So for tier 9, we need an aquata alloy tips and rods. I'm also level maintaining all this stuff here at 1,000, so we shouldn't run out of it as long as I have no quota. And then same thing for this guy, helium plasma. All right, and now if we look inside here, it's showing us everything we can get. So like there's indium, niobium, lutetium, phosphate, draconic evolution stuff, ardite, cobalt, cosmic, infinity catalyst, mysterious crystal. Actually, that's a pretty high chance. 11% chance for it? Damn. Holmium and samarium, magnesium and lanthanum. So yeah, this guy is going to be mining a lot of different ores, which he's not actually. Are you not turning on? Oh, right. There's no computation being inserted in. So yes, go back into here for infinity catalyst. We need a minimum computation of 320 times that by 4. So that is a minimum computation of 1,280. So right click this guy. So 1280. And hopefully there's enough computation supplied in here. Yeah, they're still wasted this one. So what I might actually do is grab this number and then split it evenly between the two. Okay, never mind. I need a little bit more than half the computation in this guy for exactly all the parallels, but all the excess computation I'll just send into this one here. So there should be, yeah, 0 wasted computation. And if I need to in the future, I might be able to overclock this guy even higher and make him really long. So there shouldn't be any issues here. Actually, I never checked. Is this? Oh, okay, never mind. This is not actually within the chunk boundary, so I might need to move this forward a block. I'll do that later. I'm not worried about it right now. But yeah, so now if we look in here, he is mining. So we're getting fluxed electrum, awakened draconium, and regular draconium ore. That's so much of it, like 2,800 draconium. It is, oh my god, look at that timer. 107 million seconds? Are you joking? What? Why so long? Oh my god. Hang on, that can't be right, is it? Yeah, according to this, it's only 15 seconds. Huh? Why is it so long? Okay, I'm canceling that. No way am I doing that. Let's actually filter this thing first. Actually, it doesn't matter if it's filtered because even it's still going to take the full length of time trying to mine up the non-filtered ores. Like that one here, it's not giving me anything, but it's still doing the time. I hope that was just a mistake. There's no way it was going to take 107 million seconds to run. Ain't no way. Do I need to turn this guy off and turn it back on to get the other module running again? Incomplete structure? Okay, yeah, now he's working. So make sure value distance was what? Distance 70. And overdrive 2. And give it that guy and turn it on. Yeah, okay, 4 seconds for fluorspar. Drone active tier is UHV. N crystal, black plutonium. Okay, now it looks right. Bedrockium ore, cosmic neutronium, infinity catalyst ore, 3,000! And I used to only get like a few hundred from a meteor from blood magic. And I get 3,000 of it in 17 seconds? Oh my god. You know what? I don't think there's any point in voiding any of the stuff we're mining here. All of it's useful. Yeah, I don't think we're going to whitelist anything in here. A random ore, 2,000. Oh my god. 4,000 yttrium. Mysterious crystal, 8,000. I am blown away. 6,000 indium. Oh, I could be staring at this for ages looking at how much ore is coming in. Oh my god. And I don't even think this is the best tier. Yeah, look, it goes all the way up to like tier, what's that? Like 13? That gives me a size of 61. We're only mining right now a size of 31. There can be double the ores coming in the future. Ain't no way. Yeah, well, I guess my ore processing needs a major overhaul. Oh my god, let's actually go over and check. Actually, I need to make sure I chunk load all this. Oh my god, this is amazing. Yeah, look, now the draconium one is only 7 seconds. Yeah, it must have been a glitch or something like that. So everything's working as it should right now. Oh my god, these drives are already half full. Ain't no way. Oh my god, look at all the ores. 15,000 Arundum already. 22,000 Mysterious Crystal. Where's the Infinity Catalyst? Oh my god. Oh my god, this is... I'm gonna be... I'm completely blown away. Oh my... Oh my god, just look at how many resources are coming in now. You'd wonder why you'd actually even do bees. Now, I did make the community post and the voting has been going on for a little while now. and it is overwhelmingly positive for me to do bees. So yes, we will be doing bees as well, but I think I'm only going to do it to the point where it's going to generate us only the resources we are desperately missing, and only for processing line boosts. I'm not really going to be setting up bees that are just going to generate us millions of resources that we kind of can get already through the space elevator. I'm only going to do it really for resources that are really struggling to get, and ones that will boost processing lines. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm still blown away by this thing. Oh my god. How much power is this guy actually even using? None. What do you mean you're using no power? Is this guy running for free? 75,000, 61,000. Yeah, we're barely using any power. Right. Well, that is the space elevator and the mining modules. So what I'm going to try and do between now and next episode is get ourselves the third mining module and try and get that one set up, trying to mine out these resources here, because molybdenum is also another resource we're lacking in. But if we look up UHV capacitor, can I craft another one? Not just yet. And americium is another resource that can be mined through the space elevator, but it needs the next tier of mining module. It needs the tier 10 one, which we cannot do until we get UIV circuits. But we can try and start crafting UIV circuits now, since we're finally in UEV and have our space elevator. Because if you remember, this optically perfected CPU does need to be crafted in a space assembler, which can be done now. The only thing that is stopping us from doing it right now is grade 7 water. So yeah. So I don't know what we're going to be doing now next episode. It might have to be ore processing. Yeah, I think it might be time for us to finally get into the integrated ore factory. Yeah, I think that's the plan. Oh my god, just the amount of resources coming in is insane. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm absolutely blown away. So yeah, I'm gonna call it there. Hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and hit the notification bell when you're at it then as well. So without any further ado, goodbye.